Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. We sure do appreciate you downloading that app. It is free, after all. Ashley, Hayden, Karen, Tracy here to get your day started, to get your week started, and get you ready for Halloween on Friday.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
I can't wait. We're very excited. Very excited for a little trick-or-treating Friday night.
It will be fun. What's Tanner going to be?
He's going to be Woody from Toy Story.
Oh yeah, the whole family's dressing up.
Yeah, so I have not gotten the Buzz outfit yet.
Is that easy to find?
I don't think so. No, I haven't shopped. I haven't looked. Maybe we may be hitting,
Amazon?
No, what's the Halloween? Spooky
Spirit.
Spirit
Halloween.
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
They only take over every abandoned building in the area.
Yeah, it's in Joann's Fabrics is where it's
That's
at.
where it is.
I was
There
there
you go.
yesterday. Yeah, wrapping up.
Was it crazy?
It was busy, but it wasn't terrible.
Sometimes it gets super
it wasn't
crazy
terrible.
in there.
But yeah, I picked one of my items up. George's is in and good to go. And I've just got to wrap up the rest of mine.
There we go.
Yeah,
So,
Tracy and I are dressing up for the Vine on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Is it a surprise or do you get to tell
I think it's a
folks?
surprise.
Surprise?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
You have to
And
watch.
it's great that the weather this year will not be a huge issue.
Yeah, that's right. But we got to get there first, right, Ashley?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's talk about traffic. Really no issues so far. It's 7:01, so things are going to start to pick up this hour. We'll see a lot more volume on the road. And we are starting to see the volume pick up on 30 eastbound around the Little Rock Outlet Mall, but no issues as far as any accidents go. We can see exactly how slow it's moving right here. At 43 miles per hour, a little bit slower in some areas there around Alexander on 30 eastbound. This is what it looks like at the North Terminal Interchange. If you were wondering, here on 40, this is around North Hills Boulevard, so we're starting to see the volume there. And this is our drive times into downtown Little Rock from around the metro. Conway, Benton, and Cabot still looking good. Starting to increase just a little bit as far as your drive time goes into downtown Little Rock, but not looking bad so far. We'll get another check in just a few minutes, Tracy, but not bad, just like your forecast.
Oh, look at that Razorback. I saw it. All right, we are talking about a little patchy fog out there this morning. Again, off to the east, we are seeing some areas. Stuttgart was down to about a little over a mile and a half, so it's come up a little bit, but we may see that fluctuate a little bit. Central Arkansas doing okay, but we are starting to see some of that as we are heading towards official sunrise. There's all that lower cloud cover. That base of those clouds is only around 600 to 800 feet. So again, feels like it's a little bit more gloomy out there than it really is because everything's just sitting very low. But just take your time this morning. We are looking for that sunrise around 7:25. Still have a little bit to go. Sunset at 6:19 tonight, and of course that's going to change as we're heading into next weekend. But right now it is 56 and a little northeasterly breeze around 7 miles per hour. Not too bad, but we're around the state mainly in the 50s, a few 60s here and there. But there won't be much movement today in the temperatures. 56 this morning, only looking for a high right around 63 here in central Arkansas. A few areas not getting out of the 50s. Now we'll have a little bit more sunshine, just a few more breaks in the clouds as we're looking into the southern portion of the state. So again, overall though, everyone's going to have a pretty cloudy day as we're heading into Tuesday. We've got a frontal boundary that's going to come through, and that's going to give us our best chance for some rain. And as that does, it will carry over a little bit more into Wednesday as well. We'll get a little break and then we'll see some of that wraparound moisture, but it's also going to usher in some very breezy conditions and also some much cooler air that we will talk about, but could see some wind chills come into play this week, believe it or not. But we'll talk more about today hour by hour and then what you can expect from this cooler weather coming up.
Happening now, people in Jamaica are rushing to shelter as Hurricane Melissa closes in, and minutes ago officials upgrading the storm to a Category 5.
Winds have already surpassed 160 miles an hour, and the storm's slow crawl means hours of heavy rain, flooding, and dangerous landslides ahead.
Forecasters warn storm surges could reach up to 13 feet, mainly along Jamaica's southern coast. The island mountains are expected to intensify the rainfall, worsening the threat of flash flooding.
Emergency crews are on standby, urging residents in low-lying areas to evacuate before conditions turn deadly.
I'm fine, but I'm thinking about the persons who live in the flood-prone areas because this hurricane is moving so slowly. It's not going to just come and move on. It is going to really, and I hear it's 25 inches of rain we are expecting here. We are going to be totally flooded.
Hurricane Melissa is expected to move over Jamaica through Tuesday before heading toward Cuba and the Bahamas.
The U.S. is not expected to see a direct hit, though rough surf and rip currents could reach the eastern states by next week.
An investigation is underway this morning at a Pennsylvania college after a night meant for celebration ends in tragedy. Investigators say one person is dead and 6 others are hurt following a shooting at a Lincoln University homecoming event on campus. It happened near the football field during a tailgate event Saturday night, sending students running for cover. One person is now in custody, and officials say a weapon was recovered. Now, the campus was placed on lockdown for several hours, but has since reopened, and authorities say there is no ongoing threat.
This was to be a joyous occasion. Homecoming, when individuals come back and they give back to their alma mater and they live the good memories of their times at Lincoln University, which has helped them propel into life. And this was interrupted by gunfire that should not have occurred.
The investigation is still ongoing. Meanwhile, the university released a statement on social media saying it is offering counseling and support for students and staff affected by the violence. Also, this comes as another campus community is recovering this morning, this time in Washington, D.C., where 5 people were shot near Howard University Friday night. Police say all 5 were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, none of which are students. Now, investigators say 2 people are now in custody, and officers recovered 3 guns at the scene. The shooting happened as thousands gathered on campus for Howard's homecoming weekend, turning a night of celebration into one of fear.
Today marks the 27th day of the government shutdown. The stalemate is taking a toll on the travel industry, among others. From airport delays to unpaid federal workers, frustration is building under the strain. Bradley Blackburn breaks down what's next as pressure mounts in Washington.
In Woburn, Massachusetts, mail carriers were delivering groceries Saturday to local food pantries. The carrier's twice-yearly food drive is taking on extra urgency, with SNAP benefits set to be frozen on November 1st for 42 million Americans if the government shutdown continues.
Everyone steps up, everyone's here always to help out and provide.
There are similar scenes at food banks across the country, bracing for a spike in need. In Houston, the Military Family Advisory Network is making free food boxes for military families nationwide affected by the government shutdown and a potential lapse in benefits.
There's a lot of uncertainty there, and so it's really creating this perfect storm for people. The uncertainty around pay, the uncertainty around those benefits.
We were not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people.
In Washington, Democrats are standing firm, demanding extensions to health care subsidies. But on Face the Nation Sunday, the Treasury Secretary pushed moderates to end the deadlock.
I would urge moderate Democrats to be heroes, come across the aisle like they did in the spring and pass a clean CR.
On Sunday, one of the nation's busiest airports, LAX, ground to a halt because of staffing problems. The airport was back to normal by the evening, but there could be more turbulence ahead. Air traffic controllers will miss their first full paycheck tomorrow. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The Senate is expected to be back in session this afternoon, but progress remains unlikely. Lawmakers have now rejected the same GOP funding plan a dozen times with no signs of any compromise. Here at home, thousands of Arkansans will be feeling the effects of delays in SNAP benefits. Even those who have money in their accounts may have trouble making purchases, and applications or renewals could be stalled. The Arkansas Department of Human Services says more than 240,000 people in the state rely on these programs. To help families in need, we have a list of local food banks and free meal sites on our website. You can visit thv11.com.
The Little Rock School District is asking a federal court to let it join the lawsuit challenging Arkansas's school voucher program. The district says the program pulls millions from public schools to fund mostly religious private schools, leaving remaining students with fewer resources. According to the Arkansas Advocate, more than 51,000 students have applied for the program, which is projected to cost over $326 million in the 25-26 school year. The district also says the program disadvantages low-income students, children with disabilities, and those in rural areas without access to private schools. Officials warn that continuing to fund a separate private system could weaken a system of free public schools required by Arkansas's Constitution.
Some big news for historically black colleges here in Arkansas, with 4 schools getting major financial support through a new partnership with Entergy.
The Power of Prosperity Initiative is a 10-year, multi-million-dollar agreement providing scholarships, campus upgrades, and hands-on opportunities like internships and financial literacy programs.
Arkansas Baptist College, Shorter College, Philander Smith, and UAPB all stand to benefit, with nearly 300 students now eligible to open investment accounts through the program.
Well, certainly the company benefits when our communities and our students benefit, and so do our customers. And that's what's so important for us. We have been investing in our communities for over 100 years now, and that is what makes us successful.
The campaign brings together a total of $20 million in support, aiming to boost classrooms, labs, and the future success of students across the state. Now let's turn to Ashley King and check in on the traffic this Monday morning.
Yeah, things look good so far. We just have our usual slowdown there on 30 eastbound around Alexander. But besides that, we're not seeing any accidents so far. It is just after 7. So, of course, in the 7 o'clock hour, we really see our roads get busy here in central Arkansas. But let's take a closer look at just exactly how slow it's going there on 30 eastbound, and just about 43 miles per hour here right in front of the Bass Pro Shop. But closer to Alexander, it's a little bit slower. Not as backed up as usual. So maybe we have some people that are off of work on this Monday, but getting closer to the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to see some slowdowns. Again, looking at the North Terminal interchange, this is Interstate 40 around North Hills Boulevard. Getting a look, because this is the second place that this usually starts to get slow during our morning commute, and so far so good. This is our drive times into downtown Little Rock, and they really haven't increased since the last time that we checked, coming in from Conway, Benton, or Cabot. But again, closer to 8 o'clock, Tracy, we're going to see those times creep up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we're not going to see the temperatures creeping anywhere today. They are not really moving much. We are starting out in the mid-50s this morning, and we're really only topping out in the lower 60s, maybe mid-60s here in central Arkansas. But we've got a front coming through Tuesday, tomorrow, and by Wednesday, we're going to have the coolest air of the season arriving. We're going to be dealing with a little bit of rain on Tuesday, and then the winds are really going to pick up Tuesday night into Wednesday. Some gusts upwards of around 30 miles per hour, maybe even a little bit more off to the west and northwest Arkansas. But let's talk about how cool we're going to see. Our average, of course, around 70. We're going to dip well below that with that front coming through Tuesday, and Wednesday I'm looking for a high around 56. Things are looking nice for Friday for Halloween, that high right around 65, and again those clocks turning back. And just looking way ahead here, we're staying right around again that average of 70. The mornings are really where we're going to see that big difference and where we're going to feel it as we're heading into midweek. We're going to wake up with those temperatures in the 40s, and we could see some wind chills kind of come into play here with a little bit of wind out there. Now they're going to stay in the 40s as we're heading through the weekend into early next week. Maybe a little 50 there, but overall not a lot of change there. But that Halloween forecast is looking good for all of the little kiddos. We are looking for those temperatures to be in the 50s and the 60s, and it should be dry. So again, good weather coming for a nice and spooky night.